Hello and welcome back to Planet Stronghold Colonial Defence. Okay, everybody pile on the matric. Get some spiked iron vines up. There we go. So yes, I'm quite powerful now because I've been upgrading cards a lot, which, it does say on easy mode you can get through the entire game without worrying about upgrading your cards, so... Let's talk to Alex. There's something I don't understand. Oh? Do I detect an anomaly? Something your psionic powers are unable to handle? Quick, everyone, grab hold of something while reality inverts. Griselia puts her hand to her forehead in mock outrage, then grins in Alex's direction. Trust me, if I managed to cross the dimensional barriers, I guarantee it would be stable. And one in which you are crowned Empress of the Universe? I imagine that would be 3 dimensions out of every 10. You wound me, Captain. I was figuring it'd be closer to 7 out of 10. No, what I don't understand is... You and Alex are siblings, correct? DNA testing and our parents' words corroborate that regard. If not, it would be rather impressive bit of performance art. At least it beats being suspended from metal hooks and calling the piece Flight of Fancy. But, well, as for your country's origin, Diana's from Germany and, well, Alex comes from the United States. Ah, and you're wondering how that came about? Yes, unless it's too painful. Well, as you might have heard, our parents divorced when I was 9. Dad remained in the States, Mum went to Germany. As for why they split, well, they said they didn't love each other anymore. Felt like they were holding each other back. In retrospect, I could see where they tried to make the relationship work, but failed. Better to separate than make each other's lives a living hell. Though marriage counselling might have helped. Maybe, but I don't think it would have worked out. Trust me, we tried to get them back together. That sounds like an adventure in the making. More like a bad made-for-holovision movie. We got together for holidays and summers. So one year, we decided to disappear. We got it in our heads that if we got our parents together, they might get back together while looking for us. You do know if one of my kids ever pulled something like that, I'd be tempted to blister their behind. I did say it was rather a bad plan. Our parents worked together alright, but only in how to punish us. Not to mention, the authorities naturally hated the waste of time and resources. I'm just glad our records got sealed after we turned 18. That explains why Mira likes Captain Alex so much. She's always been naturally attracted to the bad boys. You own more leather than I do, Griselia. However, if you want your rebel, you should talk to Diana. She was in a rock band in high school. Really, Captain? What instrument did you play? Violin. Electric violin, actually. Ooh, electric violin. Don't get me wrong, I love the violin. I can play the violin. But electric violins always sound off to me somehow. Yeah, to be fair, I've only ever heard one play a few times, but something about them just never sounds quite right to me. That could just be because I'm a bit of a snob sometimes. But to each their own. I'm sure there are plenty of guitarists who listen to an electric guitar and flinch. So, it's probably just because I'm not used to it. A violin isn't exactly an instrument known for rocking out. Screw you! I'm sorry, there's a rather excellent piece for a string orchestra that our conductor wrote called Rock On, and it's fantastic, so screw you. There's another really good one called On the Rocks, actually. Anyway, off topic again. Well, I suppose you could sharpen the bow and take off someone's arm. Don't give me ideas. I would recommend looking up someone from the 21st century by the name of Lindsay Sterling, but yeah, from my sophomore to my senior year, I was in an all-girl band. Hey, you guys rocked. You even opened at a few locations. All small, nothing to really brag about. Oh, don't be modest. Hell, Dad tried to make it to some of your shows as well. That sounds sweet. Awesome, actually. Trust me, when you're a teenager and your middle-aged parents are going, woo! It's the opposite of awesome. I've still got the photos. Would you believe my sister sported a purple mohawk at one time? I hope he's still my beating heart. Mine as well. Actually, whatever happened to the band? Admittedly, I don't know much about music, but I think he could have made a go of it. Same thing which happened to other 18-year-olds. Went our separate ways after graduation. Although Ursula Bauer, Ursula Bauer, stage name Astrid, otherwise known as the leader of the Oblivion and Incarnadine? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Incarnadine. Otherwise known as the leader of Oblivion and Incarnadine. The one and the same. She actually asked me to help form a new band. Talk about a brush with greatness. What happened? I got accepted at the academy. Felt my future was with the military. Of course, I had to let my hair grow back out. And the chemicals to strip out the purple left your hair snow white. To think you could have been playing alongside Talisa and Lashrina. Talisa is the Anorx guitarist, isn't she? Yeah. And Larisha is the Madrin vocalist. Don't forget your tricks, the Vows keyboardist and saxophonist. Hell, Captain, I almost feel like I should ask for your autograph. Why? Near miss with greatness is still a miss. So, did you stay in touch with Astrid? Nah. Between my own missions and her need for personal security, we haven't spoken since high school. Truth be told, I doubt she even remembers me. Diana, do you have any regrets? I mean, I know you always wanted a military career, but it would have been interesting to have a rockstar sister to bug. Sometimes. It's fun to think of what might have been, but I'm quite happy with my life. What I do directly saves lives, which certainly wouldn't have if I was in a band. Perhaps, but it would have made the family newsletter that much more fun, especially counting how many cities would have banned you. Picturing the captain thrashing a hotel room. Now that's something I would never have thought of. But it does make one's blood quicken. I have some duties to attend to now. But now I want to bust out the violin. Hey Mom, do you have a minute? Sure, hon. Just give me a few seconds. I need to finish grinding up these rats. They seem particularly thick this week. You see a large pile of dead rats near a grinder. Charlotte wrinkles her nose slightly at the prospect. Aww. Yes, you've been a great help. If you think it's bad for us, I can just imagine how the other aliens are dealing with them. Fairly well, actually. The Apex Ryan use them to supplement their slaves' diet. Gives them some much-needed protein. Imagine my shock the first time I saw someone hawking them on the street. Rat and a stick. Food from home. At least they help keep some of the other vermin out of our greenhouses. So, Alicia, what do you want to talk about? Having problems with science? No, I'm good that way. Mom, if you like someone, how do you get them to notice you? Like... This about Mrs. O'Reilly again. I know I had a crush on my 5th grade teacher. As did Alex a couple of years later. No, this isn't about my teacher from last year. See, there's this boy and... Alicia digs her toe into the ground and wrinkles her nose as she tries to explain her emotions. My, they grow up so fast, don't they? One reason I don't really plan on having kids. Not unless you come across a doppelmaker. Doppelmaker? It's from a movie we just saw. This insect would scramble up from the sewers and eat people. What was cool about it was that every 10th person it would bite them and leave this gigantic creature that would come up from their skin. Part insect, part human. I don't think something erupting from your insides would count as your kid, though. Especially when the movie is obviously stealing from the Hawkus. So, Alicia, this boy you don't just like, but like? Yeah, he's really nice and stuff, and he likes scary movies and doesn't tease me. I don't know, you seem way too young to be interested in boys. Mira leans in close to Charlotte, pressing near her ear. Charlotte, this is a school crush. She isn't looking to run away with him. I know. It's taken me a little by surprise, okay? More than surprise. You're in Mama Grizzly mode. You think I'm overreacting? Why, let me tell you about my parents. When I was 11 and... Mom, I can hear you and everyone else just fine. You don't want to talk about it, just say so. Sorry, Alicia. You just took me by surprise. I was expecting to have to sort this sort of talk with you when you were a little older. Mom, it isn't like I'm going to marry him. I like him. I don't want to know if he feels the same way about me. Well, the fact you can talk to him is actually a good sign. Many boys that age... Well, they don't know how to act. Oh, I remember there was this one person that Alex liked, and he tripped over his tongue every time he was next to her. Instead, he ended up calling her names. Well, that stopped after I talked with him. Well, Michael hasn't pulled my hair, if that's what you're saying. Sometimes I'll just wish he would come up to say he likes me. Some people do get lucky that way. I imagine it was the same for you, wasn't it, Mira? I had more than enough boys, and a few girls, to shake a stick at. Of course, that also meant some people hated me as well. Why would they do that, if you didn't ask for it? Ah, that's the thing, dear. They felt I was keeping some of the people, all for myself. That sounds like Kelly. Everyone wants to sit at her table at lunch, and sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands, though. I usually ended up asking out those I liked. In my opinion, the best course of action is to just tell him. But what if he doesn't feel the same way? And he doesn't. You can no more control someone's heart, unless you're a Madron, than someone can control yours. And unfortunately, hun, that's a fact of life. There's no guarantee in love, and unless you get really lucky, there'll be some heartache. While it can be painful, you do get over it. I think all of us has experienced that at some point. If you're unsure, then take things slow. There's nothing wrong with just being friends at the start. Indeed, go out for ice cream, or whatever you think is fun. Perhaps the captain could let us use the range? He's always talking about how he wants to be like her. I think I would prefer it if you did the ice cream instead of the gun range. Not to mention, I think the boys' parents would prefer that. So, Mum, are you going to ask the captain out for ice cream? Charlotte? Well, Mum talks about you so much. I thought you were good friends as well. From the mouths of children. Can we have a little space here? Sure thing. Sorry I had to hear that from my daughter's mouth, Captain. Sad to say, Alicia still has more tact than I did at that age. Took me forever to learn discretion. So, about what she said. I do like you, Captain. As in, like? Well, yes, but look, I was afraid to say any more. I mean, I'm a single mother, and well, you're the captain. One is a title you may well hold someday. And even if she doesn't say it, I know everything. You're everything to her daughter. I know, but it also means I've tried to be more circumspect with who I go out with, more so than I normally would. So you're saying you'd like... Perhaps you'd like to go out for a cup of coffee? Well, I'm not much of a coffee drinker. But for some reason, all fictional people drink coffee like it's, going out of fashion. Perhaps a more serious date. No. Start with coffee. It's reasonable. Coffee sounds fine. Even if I might go for something stronger. Wine is more of a third date drink. Especially if I'm feeling... randy. Shame we can't skip ahead. Looks like we have a play date. God. That is almost what it is, isn't it? Well, I better go to talk to Alicia and find out more about this boy of hers. Aha! We have a thing that indicates we're on the romance track. Because I'm trying to think, who were the 4 who were available for the female player? It's her, Lucius, and I can't remember who the other one was. Was it? Might have been Xavier, but I think he's a love interest for the male character. Not sure. Anywho, let's go kill something. Okay, so did we get any more? Yes, we've got 3 stars, so what to upgrade? I think I'm going to upgrade the assault infantry, because now they've got really good damage. Okay, deploy a cannon turret, and we can't deploy anything else this turn. That's going to be kind of nifty. Okay, end the turn, and looking at it, this is probably where we're going to have to end this part. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.